the squat video was helpful. And now, Roman, what are we going to do now?
We're going to talk about the deadlift. And I just want to remind everyone, there's no magical exercise out here. The reason why I chose these 3 movements in barbell exercises is because you're going to work a lot of muscles at once. So we want efficiency. We don't want to spend a bunch of time in the gym if we're climbers, right? Not a powerlifter like me. Don't want to be in here hours. So just come in and do something that's like going to work out like the entire body.
Yeah.
And that's also going to train like, you know, the core concurrently with all the other muscles you're working, which is what I think,
Yeah,
where our
that's
should be.
what we're doing, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll hear a lot of things about the deadlift, like if you don't do it right, your back's gonna snap, your spine's gonna come out of your back. Like, you know, like, oh, like I herniated my disc, you know, like I'm gonna be in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, like, if you look at the word, sounds like imposing. Deadlift, you know, like dead. The fact that it has dead in there
Got a
is
negative
like,
connotation.
yeah, it's got this negative connotation, but I promise you guys, you're not gonna get hurt. Everything that I do, all the cueing that I go through, it's important to think about these things before you set up. When you set up for your next set, remind yourself of all these things, because sometimes you get tired, you just pick the bar up and you get going, and then like you're not moving as efficiently or with as much force as maybe you could have if you took your time to set up. So deadlift. I'm gonna bring my stance just inside of my shoulders. Feet angled out just ever so slightly, not too aggressively, but just enough so I can get like the external rotators going. Bar over midfoot. So set up your stance, like I said, just inside the shoulders. Feet slightly pointed outwards, and the bar is going to be over midfoot. For most people, that's going to be about an inch off of the shin. Or if you wanted another way to visualize it, I've seen people talk about over the top of your shoestrings, where it's laced up at the top. Now, the bar is always going to stay here, and we're going to get to like why that needs to be. So I've set up, stance inside my shoulders, bar over midfoot. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bend down and I'm going to grab the bar. And my grip's going to be right outside of my knees. When you do this, don't knock the bar forward. Keep it right over the midfoot. Where it's at is where it needs to stay. So I'm going to come down, I'm going to grab it. Next thing I'm going to do, and this is going to set my spine, is I'm going to think proud chest. So I'm going to pull the slack out of the bar. And what happens as I pull the slack out of the bar and bring my chest up, it's actually going to set my spine. It's going to do like 2 things for me. One, I'm going to pull the tension out of the bar, so like there's not any slack. When I lift it off from the ground, I can lift it off with more force. I'm going to have my chest forward, and when I bring my chest forward, if you think about bringing your chest up towards your nose, chest forward. So when you bring your chest shining through, I want you to take your shoulders now, and I want you to sort of like squeeze them back. Like if someone is going to like touch you in your armpit, you just want to prevent them from doing that. Pack your shoulders, act like you're about to pack your shoulders basically into your back. You see the difference between this, right?
Yeah.
And this?
Yeah.
You see how my back's in a better position? One, this is going to help us like strengthen our erector spine if we set our back before we lift. And personally for me, and I know like a lot of coaches talk about it, and anecdotally like they see this in their lifters from a biomechanical standpoint, that it helps them like lift more efficiently with more force. When they're tight, when they set their spine, they're like ready to go. Think about like shooting a cannon off of a canoe or something. Like you need your foundation to be really, really strong. Now, I bring my shins to the bar, but I don't move the bar. Remember, shine my chest through, shoulders are back. I keep my gaze fixated on one point. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand straight up. You're not trying to lift with your back.
Yeah.
You wanna push, think about driving through the floor. Stand straight up. Lock out at the top, lock out your knees. Bring your hips a little bit forward. And keep the bar in close. When I lower the bar down, I'm keeping it in close, keep it in tight. This is just slow. And when I stand back up, where's that bar? It's over midfoot.
Yeah.
Magic.
Right where it was.
Right where it was. So here's the thing. If you get it beyond midfoot, then you increase the angle at which you increase the angle from where it's like at center. And when you increase that angle, you then have to drag it back in and up.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And so it's harder. It's harder to deadlift a heavy weight if it's out here. And it has to come back here to get back over the center.
Doing one unnecessary
to get back over
movement,
midfoot,
right?
As opposed if I just kept it over midfoot. So when I teach this to people, I tell them, if you're having trouble with this, and this is also just my preference, look the bar back down over midfoot. So you don't need to do deadlifts really fast. We're not interested in that. I'm just interested in your setup in between reps. So don't take like 20 minutes in between reps. But like, don't just go, just like pop back up. Set up in between reps. Redundancy is necessary.
I like that.
Stand just inside your shoulders, bar over midfoot, bringing my hands to the bar, not moving the bar, bringing my shins to the bar, not moving the bar, bringing my chest up, tucking my shoulders back into my pockets, breath, breathing in, straight up. Now I'm gonna look it down. So again, no one's gonna just like nail it on their first try. I probably spent like 3 months or something before like I felt like, okay, I have this down. Like it's repeatable, it's efficient. Don't think that like technique is something you master over a night. Like even your like best lifters are always working on technique. Sometimes their mechanics fall off and they're like, they have to rediscover it. I've had that happen several times where it's just like, I come in and I'm just like, damn it, like I can't, sometimes I accidentally do push the bar over midfoot. And that's another thing. When you bring your shins to the bar, don't like lean into the bar because your shins will push it forward. Just bring your shins to the bar to touch it. And then you're ready to go. If you're new to this, it takes time, it takes practice. Just like, you're not going to get on the wall and look smooth right away. Like, find me the person that that can do that. I hate that motherfucker. Sorry.
No, you're good. It's true,
This is a good exercise. It's going to work your hamstrings, there's your quads, your entire back, your abs, right? Because we're bracing. Every exercise, that big breath and brace, that's what you want on every barbell movement that you do. Think about tightness, staying tight, having that stable foundation to then like produce better force. Yeah. And it's gonna work your grip as well, because you have to hold on to the bar. So to that point, when the weight's like very light, I use overhand grip.
Yeah.
But if it's starting to get really heavy, you can do a mixed grip, like so. Do a mixed grip. It's gonna help you hold onto the bar a little bit better. There's like, you don't need to worry about like, oh, I'm doing mixed grip, I'm weak. Like I mix at a certain point, like I just can't do a double overhand anymore.
Yeah.
The gym might have straps. Your gym might have straps. If you go to a gym somewhere else, you can get straps. You know, if your grip's weak and you want to train the deadlift, you can buy straps for like $5. Wrap it around the bar and around your wrist. But otherwise, that mixed grip's going to be pretty good for everyone once it's like too heavy to hold like this. And you'll still get strong, but you're not like cheating it. So yeah, that's the deadlift, guys.
No, I'm behind the camera while he's talking about all this, but it's such good like learning, knowledge. And how did you get into climbing? Like when did it become like a part of your life?
How did climbing become a part of my
life? Oh,
life?
I'm sorry. How did lifting?
Well, we can talk about that.
Both.
It's an evolution.
Double whammy, yeah.
Actually, I used to be a climber. Like I still consider myself a climber. I don't have as much resources to dedicate to that now because I do so much training in the gym for powerlifting. But I think I've been a member here for going on like something like 7 or 8 years.
Oh damn, yeah, one of the early members.
I'm an old man, and I started climbing, and that was kind of just like my gateway to a bunch of different things. I got into climbing, and I started doing yoga here, and I fell in love with yoga. Decided I was going to do 200 hours at Core Power. Love that. So I started doing so much yoga, I wasn't really climbing that much, and then it was sort of like an even split for a while. Ended up hurting my forearm. Mm-hmm. Going back to that thing I told you guys about fatigue management. Just making sure you're not going all out all the time. I was definitely climbing high intensity all the time, near my max grades, projecting too much, and I got hurt. And so I'm like, well, how do I stay in shape? And continue to come here to be heavy because I love the spot. And I was just like, well, I'm just gonna start lifting weights.
Yeah.
And
just
my friend's like, hey man, like, you want to lift with me? Like, I want you to show me. I don't know why he chose me at the time to be the one to show him. Yeah. At the time, I did not know what I know now. But we started working out together, and then I thought I would just show him and kind of do my own thing, get back to what I was doing. But I guess I'm like in this now.
Yeah.
So I got super deep into it, and I haven't looked back. So
nice.
I decided I was going to get my certification through NASM, and I decided, man, like I kind of like powerlifting, and I want to continue to do this. So I just got deep into it. Like it's a growing sport. More and more athletes are doing it now. It's super competitive. I don't compete. I love. I'm not necessarily interested in competition. I just kind of love lifting.
Yeah.
And
he's a purist, people.
I'm getting ready to launch an online coaching business. I teach people now informally. So I do online coaching. I do program design. Program design meaning I design people's workouts.
Yeah.
I'm going to coach anyone who wants to get in shape, who wants to figure out how can they design a program that's specific to whatever their needs are. So say you come to me and you're like, hey, Roman, I don't want big muscles, I want to look good, or I want to be in shape, I want to feel good, or I want to work on I want to work on power. Mm-hmm. Then I'm going to be like, okay, well, what is power? In physics, that is force times velocity. And so when you come into the gym and you tell me you want to work on power, and then I'm going to get you an exercise, and I'm going to have you lift weights, and I'm going to have you lift them fast. That's what power is. So when you're on the wall, you're on the climbing wall, and you're thinking about power, throwing for a hold, you see those guys making those crazy moves, that's power.
Yeah.
Because that's the speed and the strength combine to make a powerful movement.
Yeah. That's cool.
But it's like powerful knowledge to have if you want to get better at something, and I just like want to share that with as many people as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.